And now, the star of the show, Jordan Rogozinski.
Try now. You did.
Hello, folks. Welcome back to the Jordan 411 Sports Show. Um, I'm here with Jeremy and Michael, and today we're going to talk about the number one team in the NHL, the Winnipeg Jets. Welcome, guys.
Thanks for having us back.
Yep,
Yeah,
thank you.
always. Now, I just want your overall thoughts of these 6 games, and we'll start with Michael.
You want to take this one first, Jeremy?
Yes, I can. Coming into the year, I kind of had low expectations. Didn't expect much, but quite pleasantly surprised. I'm happy to be wrong, and but for me, it's about how we'll do in the playoffs. I mean, this is one thing, but can they put it together in the playoffs? That remains to be seen. We'll make the playoff, but yeah, I mean, it's crazy how all areas are just clicking, like the power play and the penalty kill, and the depth scoring, and like the different scoring from different lines, and just how well. And I mean, on top of the good offense, we're playing well defensively too, which is deadly.
Yep.
One thing that jumps out is like we have to realize that this team was fourth in the NHL last year in the regular season, despite what happened in five games against Colorado.
Yeah.
We did lose a lot in Nate Schmidt and Tyler Toffoli and those types. By the way, welcome to those of you joining us live. If you want to leave a comment, you can leave it in the chat, and we'll get to it later on in the show. Because I know there's some people watching here. But yeah, no. So I was a little bit worried about the Tyler Toffoli loss, the Nate Schmidt loss. Who is going to be able to pick up that sort of the slot a little bit, right? Because those are pretty good pieces that you're missing, and I think as long as you have a goaltender like Connor Hellebuck, you'll have a chance in every game. Uh, that's just how I see it. And yes, he's won 2 Vezina trophies. Um, so I don't think I don't think any more needs to be said about that.
Yeah.
The one thing, guys, is I thought they were a first place team last year, but what held them back was their special teams. Their power play and their penalty kill was in the bottom 15 in the lead. Their penalty kill was in the bottom 10. I think their power play was not close, far behind. And this is the team that was excelled. I think they were one of the top teams in the league at 5-on-5. Certainly allowed the fewest goals in the league. Certainly on track to do that again the way they're starting. Particularly if you look at the Central Division and the goals for, goals against, and plus minus, if that's something you believe in, like rhetorically, I guess, from a standpoint of not allowing many more goals than you're scoring, which is obviously important because then you're winning games. But my thought process was always, if we had a top 10 power play and like a top 12 penalty kill,
Yeah.
that gives you 5 or 6 or 7 extra points.
Yeah.
Because it leads to more goals scored. Most importantly, I think less goals against, right? If you're if you're ultimately killing less penalties, less chances to get scored on. Therefore, I think you can win a lot of those close games. Which is,
Yeah.
I think, what's happening is you're right away not subjecting yourself to a 1-0 hole, assuming you're going to give up. Because let's face it, last year it was an assumption we were going to give up a power play goal every game, no matter what.
Yeah.
And I think if you can stop the scoreboard from going down 1 or 2-0 before the game even starts, it gets you off on a better foot. Now that being said, yes, we're 6-0. 4 of them have been against non-playoff. 4 or 5 of them have been against non-playoff teams. You know what? I don't have time for that argument. You play the schedule that's in front of you. The Jets have taken care of business. Penalty kill looks better. Power play looks a world of difference better. And I think we're seeing group accountability. Like if you listen to anybody that was coming out of that last game or on the road against St. Louis, I heard it from Nick Wailers, I heard it from Coach, I heard it from a whole bunch of players. That was not their best game. And I think if they recognize that, they will rectify it, and we'll see what happens with the rest of the road trip.
Yeah, you're never satisfied, and that's a good thing to have. That's a good mentality.
And what strikes me quickly is just the consistency in which they're doing it. They're okay falling behind 1-0. They're okay falling behind 2-0, and they say, that's it. You're not scoring anymore. And if they can lock it down defensively, the offense will come around at some point. And it's not this run and gun up and down the ice to get back in the game. It's using your defensive game to lead to your offensive game. And I think that's very sustainable, at least early on.
Yeah, and another thing is, like, I have to say, Colin Miller is, I don't know why he didn't play more last year. He's a hell of a defenseman. Dylan Sandberg's having a good start to his year. Neil Pionk, though, is unbelievable. And you need other guys besides Morrissey, right? You need more guys to step up.
I think on that, remember Neil Pionk lost his best friend there in that tragic hockey accident last year. I think that threw his whole year off. I know if that happened to me, that would throw my whole year off for a long time and maybe more. Neil Pionk looks reinvigorated, and like you said, Jeremy, the additions, the incremental improvement, I guess we'll call it, of Dylan Sandberg among others. I also noticed the Jets are playing their fourth line just in and around the 10 to 12 minute mark, which is a huge difference from what it was last year. Last year, I think they were around the 8 to the 9 minute mark. Now you extrapolate 3 to 4 extra minutes over 82 games, and you're right away taking minutes off of other players, which makes them fresher. And now they're not scared to use their benches. We saw against Pittsburgh. We saw Eric Comrie, David Gustafson, and Logan Stanley come back in. There wasn't that much of a drop off. And then we saw Tapari come back in the other night. So I think if there's some competition within the team for roster spots, it's going to bode well. And it's only going to get better with Billy Hanel coming back from injury at some point in the next couple of weeks. And then, you know what you have now in Hayden Fleury, which is a pretty serviceable defenseman who really didn't do anything to lose a spot in the lineup. I think it's just where the Jets are right now.
Yeah, it was just time to get Stanley in. I mean, the other thing is you don't want guys sitting in the press box for like 10 games, right? You want to get them in.
And to be honest, I think that was the fault of the old coaching staff because I don't think they realized they had the depth. Now it just feels like everybody's bought in, and I think Eric Comrie was the one that said it. I think after the Pittsburgh game or before the Pittsburgh game, and I'm paraphrasing here. He's never seen the type of buy-in team-wide on any of his teams so far. So, we have to take him at his word. He wasn't here last year, and for him to say that, I think says volumes.
Yeah. Well, something changed, that's for sure.
How about you, Jordan? What do you think?
I think we're doing good. I think every time we're on the power play, I think there'll be a goal. So that's different where I didn't think that last year. I think the penalty kill was more aggressive, as they say. They block more shots. I have noticed that. And in the last game against St. Louis, there was a couple big defensive plays by Ehlers and Perfetti, which I don't think Perfetti did. He wasn't as noticeable defensively. So those are all good signs.
Yeah, and I mean, those type of guys making those defensive plays just shows the type of buy-in.
Yeah, and Perfetti offensively, to your point, at 3 assists, and I'm wondering if the Jets are rethinking this, this bridge agreement that they gave Perfetti. Personally, I think it was a mistake on their part. I think you pay for future performance. All of a sudden, Perfetti has a really good year on the way. Now he gets his, he puts himself in for a nice raise if they go long term. But you know what? We're 3 games into this here with the second line working. So let's not say that Cole Perfetti's going to be a 100-point player, but Cole Perfetti looks like a really, really good player along the way, and we'll see if that can be maintained through 82 games.
Yeah.
And I really like Kapari. He's been fast. He scored, which I was kind of shocked about because he didn't score for 70 games. So I've been really impressed with the fourth line too.
Yeah, it's like I tell my ball hockey team, right? Every year, if everybody can improve 2%, that 2% across the board for everybody makes a huge difference in the collective. And Rasmus Kapari has his speed bat, which is something I think he missed last year. He did get the 1 goal his first as a Jet earlier in the year. I think it was in Edmonton, where the fourth line had 2 goals, the third line had 3 goals, and the first line had 1 goal, which was really quite remarkable. But it just seems like it doesn't seem to matter who, what, when, where, and why. They can put anybody out in any type of situation.
Yeah, and the power play, they seem to be shooting more, and it's a lot of quick strikes. Like, they just move it around quick, and it's a shot. Like, some of the goals are like 20 seconds it takes from the face-off to the goal. Like, that's the penalty kill for the other team has no time to set up.
Yeah, and I think, Jeremy, you're talking about I think Tuesday night in St. Louis, the Jets were mere perfect on their 2 penalty kills. And it was the second power play unit that got another power play goal, despite only averaging 40 seconds on the power play. So, case in point, always good right now.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I expect adversity to hit though at some point.
Yeah, I don't think they'd win 82-0. I think they lose one of these nets too. Something interesting to watch tonight is, I know I can say this because we're live. The Kraken are playing the Jets tonight. The Hurricanes are going to Calgary. There's a possibility that we could play Calgary with 2 regulation unbeaten teams Saturday night at the Saddle Dome. So,
wow.
Early bragging rights for first place in the conference, if you believe that, 8 games into the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long season. So.
Yeah.
Should we move to the Bombers?
Yes.
Yep. Bombers.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
So where are we sitting on this? We got to win on Saturday to get first in the West. If not, it's a home game.
All I'm gonna say is just win, baby.
Jordan?
Yeah. Well, they came back early, which shows me that they were focused. So,
I'm still seething about that non-first down call 10 days later. Every rule book I've looked at says he got the first down, but it's a judgment call by the official, and the challenge of ball spot, it rarely gets moved. But that wasn't the reason why we lost. I mean, Castilla had 2 field goal misses, 1 off the pipe and 1 wide, which almost never happens.
And then we couldn't put him from the 1-yard line.
Oh yeah, that one too. But I think it canceled out, right? Because we were able to stop Toronto at the goal line, so I don't think that's as big of a.
Castillo, you can't miss like that, eh?
But it's just interesting, right?
I agree with you, Michael. He got that first down. His foot was in bounds, and then he jumped.
He did, but the problem is the official was 5 feet away and can't see it properly with everything going to the sideline. So,
I know.
And chances are, almost always you're going to stick with the call on the field at that point.
Oh yeah, I know. But I noticed too, like they always mark the ball back a bit. Like they don't mark it.
Yeah.
I know not like forward progress, but I don't know. They seem to be marking it too far back. Like
Yeah,
all
that
the games, not just our games.
that forward progress is interesting, right? Because I also think too we have to take it with a grain of salt when we're watching it on TV. That first down yellow line is not 100% accurate. It's within half a yard on either side, but it's not everything, right?
Okay.
And I know that from calling football. It's hard to spot where that first down line is if you're not paying attention.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Because you
all in
have
all,
to
I
look at the actual yard line, right?
right,
No. And on TV,
yeah, and
it's hard.
forward progress is so subjective.
Yeah.
And again, you're not.
Yeah.
It has to be extremely egregious to. It has to be extremely egregious for them to change the spot of the ball.
Yeah.
But I
But
mean, it is what it is. I'd rather lose now than in the
yeah.
playoffs.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe it's not a bad thing that the last game of the year we have to play everybody and it means something. I mean, this is
Yep.
basically a playoff game before the playoff.
Well, remember this, guys. We were 2-6, going to BC, staring at 2-8.
Yeah.
If I would have told you guys, hey, we're 2-6, but on the last Saturday of the season in Montreal, we're gonna have a chance to clinch first in the West, would you take it?
Then, yeah, I would take it.
See, at 2-6, right? That's what you have to understand is that what happened at 2-6, the first place, does not happen very often.
No, I know. Yeah, it's been a roller coaster of emotions, that's for sure.
Here, Saskatchewan, BC's had a roller coaster of emotion.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, I want no part of the BC Lions in the West semifinal.
No, I know.
We're burning Adams. They
know.
look so much different with BA at quarterback.
Oh, I know. Yeah. And like Saturday, let's say we win. Who would you rather face in the final?
Okay, so you're working on the assumption Bombers clinch first. Who would I want to see?
Yeah.
BC.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I want no part of a rivalry game in the conference finals. I think Saskatchewan behind us is the hottest team in the league, and I think they found something.
Yeah. But I do think if it is Saskatchewan and BC in the semi, if BC goes with Vernon Adams, they can beat Saskatchewan.
Yeah, the only question is can BC do it twice, right?
I know.
They're a climate control team. They practice in Surrey, BC. It's 15 degrees, 10 degrees most days. Now to come to two prairie provinces within 7 days and playing two of the toughest barns in the CFL.
I know. Can they even do it in Saskatchewan if they end up playing there, right?
Well, yeah.
Right.
I also think that the Bombers have VA's number historically.
Oh yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
and they have Rourke's number 2 in the one game
Yeah.
this year and in the playoff
Yeah.
game last year.
Yeah.
Yep.
What are we thinking about the East? Like to me, I have more questions than answers about that division.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think, Jordan?
I don't think Montreal's the runaway, and because they were the runaway, they would have handled BC, but really they have most of their guys. I know the travel from east to west, but they realistically should have won, but they blitzed too much. Montreal. That's their issue on defense.
I hate to say it, but I think Toronto is the front runner in the East again. Yeah, I can see them winning the semifinal, and then going to Montreal and upsetting Montreal. I don't know. And that one team, if the Bombers make it to the Grey Cup, I don't know if I'd want to face. It's Toronto.
Yeah. Because we
That-
have no success.
No success against Toronto this year.
Yep.
What do you think? What do you think Montreal gonna look like, Michael? Do you think they're gonna rest some guys?
Oh, he can. I think they will. I think they will.
Yeah, I'll be curious if they
Yeah.
rest some guys and what they look like. I think they will too. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought they would last week, but I guess they didn't. But
Yeah.
I mean, historically, like team rest guys in the last week usually when you have things locked up. So I'd expect a few of their guys to sit. That's for
But
sure.
is Moss in that same historic coaching? 'Cause
Yeah,
he
I
seems a
don't
bit
know. I mean,
different.
yeah. I mean, you're risking unnecessary risk.
I know, but the same battle we battled with when
I
we
know.
finished first.
I know. You have 3 weeks of like
Yeah,
like meaningless football.
yeah, it's kind of wild.
So yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah,
So 9 p.m. tonight.
yeah. 9
It's
p.m. Kraken.
gonna be a late one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
drink your coffee, your energy drink.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
lap. Yeah, I'll be up. I can't yell that loud though because mom and dad will be sleeping. I have to be quiet when we.
Me too. I can't yell.
That'll be hard, but oh well.
Yeah,
Too.
yeah.
But yeah, no Bombers. It'll be interesting this weekend. I'm excited, but I'll be nervous at the same time.
Always though, always nervous.
But
Oh,
after what Oliveira said yesterday, I'm pretty confident though. He said whatever it takes this week. Whatever
Yeah.
it takes. You just
Yeah.
do whatever it takes.
yeah,
So, but the thing that worries me is the offense. Like you never know who's gonna show up, right?
they need those hot routes.
Yeah.
Eh,
Oh, I know for sure.
Montreal blitzes, they need hot routes.
No, I know. Yeah.
That's for sure.
No. I think one guy the Bombers are missing on offense is Dalton Schoen. No, he's a big part.
Yeah.
Right? That's too bad that he got injured.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, we can't hear you, Michael.
Still.
No.
All right, I've had some major technical difficulties, but I think we're good now.
I was
We're
gonna
good now.
you
Because
think
my whole computer froze.
Oh shit. That's not
Yep.
good.
No, it's all good. You guys were still going. I could hear you guys talking. So
Yeah.
You think Montreal gonna be resting guys?
that's a
Toronto-
very interesting. It's a very interesting question. Because they have a bye week, right?
No.
The other thing about it is they haven't exactly played well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't.
I think they've lost 4 out of 5 now. I'm telling you, it's an absolute shame that the Hamilton Tiger Cats started too late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think the Tiger Cats are the best team in the East right now.
Yeah. Oh, Bo Levi was playing unbelievable.
Yeah, it's interesting right now because, like, how do you give Bo Levi Mitchell an MOP nomination when he doesn't make the playoffs?
I know.
How do you give Chad Kelly an MOP nominee given everything that's happened?
Yeah. And I don't think Coloris deserves it.
No, it's actually been decided. It's Brady Oliveira.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Brady Oliveira for most outstanding Canadian and outstanding player for the Bombers.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that was announced 2 days ago. So
Oh yeah, that's right. I saw that. Yeah. But
Yeah.
I wonder who will win it at a league level. This year it might not be a quarterback. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if I had to choose a quarterback, I mean, I guess Bo Levi. But if it's a non-quarterback,
Yeah.
maybe Brady. It'd be between Brady Oliveira and
And
Roland Milligan.
I'm rolling Milligan. Yeah.
It'd be between those two guys
Yep.
for MOP.
Yep.
Oh.
Well, it's well,
It's almost half an hour here.
yeah, we can thank you guys for watching. It was great talking to Jeremy and Michael.
by the way, just before we leave, I'm sorry for beating you in fantasy football, guys.
That's okay.
I just thought I would mention that. We are in a fantasy football league together. I roped these two into the lead. I'm actually surprised your team's actually underperformed.
Yeah, I know.
But you have your first quarterback situation of the season, so
Yep.
can't wait to see what you guys ended up doing.
Yeah, we'll see.
I lost Godwin, so I made a change this morning.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Godwin. Yeah, he's done for the year, isn't he?
Yeah, that's just dumb. Like, why is he in a game when they're down 10 points with seconds left where that can happen?
I know, eh?
That's like the Bombers being up by 17 and leaving Kalaros in the game inside the 3-minute warning and allowing them to get hit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And if we are beating Montreal big, pull everybody.
Yeah.
All
right, we'll leave it at that. You want to wrap it up, Jordan?
Yeah. Thank everybody for watching live, and we'll do this again soon. Bye-bye.